Welcome to EDU World Space.
For this question, we've been given our sample size is 8, so n is 8. Since our sample size is 8, our degrees of freedom becomes 7. Since we're finding a 99% confidence interval, alpha is 0.01, and given the sample, we can calculate the sample standard deviation using this formula. And if you simplify this formula, our value for this question, the sample standard deviation for this question comes to 4.4483. Now, the next thing we do is find the two critical values from the chi-square table. The values we find are chi-square alpha by 2 and chi-square 1 minus alpha by 2. In this question here, chi-square alpha by 2 would become chi-square 0.005 with degrees of freedom 7. If you check G-table, this value comes to 20.278. Chi-square 1 minus alpha by 2 in our case is chi-square 0.995 with degrees of freedom 7. Checking the G-table, this value is 0.989. Now that we've found the critical values, we can move on to calculate the confidence interval for our population variance. We do so using this formula here. Plugging in the values we have, we get this here as the expression for the confidence interval for our population variance. Simplifying this expression further, we get the lower limit of our confidence interval as 6.8306 and the upper limit as 140.0522. Now this here is the confidence interval for our population variance. Using this, we can calculate the confidence interval for our population standard deviation. To do so, we just take the square root of the population of the confidence interval we found for our population variance. Taking the square root here, we get this expression as the confidence interval for our population standard deviation. Simplifying this, the lower limit of our confidence interval is 2.6136 and the upper limit is 11.8344. So here we found the confidence interval for our population variance and the confidence interval for our population standard deviation.